Hello, are you a business owner and thinking about implementing an open floor plan at your company? If so, this is just the video for you. I am Shanika Ferguson, and in this video, I will be discussing how an open floor plan negatively affects productivity. The open plan office concept was devised in Germany in the 1950s, but only became popular in the United States within the past decade. Nearly 70% of offices has an open floor plan with the intention of forcing employees to collaborate and help increase productivity. However, a decrease in productivity is seen due to 1. The lack of privacy, 2. The increase of stress levels, and 3. The increase in absenteeism as a result to the open floor plan. First, let's look at how the lack of privacy within the company affects productivity. Although it may seem intuitive that employees are more productive when their work habits are made public, studies show that the lack of privacy is often viewed as a significant problem. Not only are employees often uneasy when under the scrutiny of their peers, the lack of privacy can limit the exchange of ideas. A 2011 article in the Harvard Business Review concluded that employees in open plan spaces, knowing that they may be overheard or interrupted, have shorter and more superficial discussions than they otherwise would. Also, the lack of privacy and boundaries open employees up to distractions. For instance, an employee may become distracted by overhearing a conversation between coworkers, resulting in work not being completed or having to be redone due to errors. Thus, depriving employees of privacy decreases their ability to be productive. Next, we look at how an increase in stress levels affects productivity. Open plan offices not only bring about a lack of privacy, but also noise pollution. You may be wondering, what does noise pollution have to do with stress levels? But in a study conducted by the Cornell University psychologists Evans and Johnson in 2000, found that clerical workers who were exposed to open office noise for 3 hours had increased levels of the epinephrine hormone, which is also known as adrenaline and is associated with the fight or flight response. Hence, noise is not just a persistent distraction in the workplace, but it can result in overstimulation, which has been linked to heightened stress. As a result, noise pollution has been linked with health problems such as heart disease, high blood pressure, and stroke. Additionally, the Towers Watson's Global Benefits Attitude Survey concluded that levels of workplace disengagement significantly increase when employees experience high levels of stress. Therefore, heightened stress indeed negatively affects employees' productivity. Finally, we look at how an increase in absenteeism due to sickness affects productivity. Because of the open office space, germs can spread more readily, thus resulting in employees becoming sick and taking time off from work. Also, in the previous point, we saw how high stress levels affects a person's health. Therefore, absenteeism due to stress-related illnesses is added to the mix. According to the Pedersen et al. 2011 study of 2,400 employees, they found that people working in fully open offices took 62 more sick days than those stationed in single-person offices. Consequently, excessive absences can equate to decreased productivity and can have a major effect on a company's finances. On the opposing view, a cubicle-free workplace without private offices is supposed to force employees to collaborate. There is evidence that open office spaces achieve exactly what they set out to do. The McElroy and Morrow 2010 study found that open office spaces indeed cultivate a sense of community and increase the efficiency with which information is distributed throughout a team. However, a recent study by Bernstein and Turman begs to differ. The 2018 study set out to analyze how the transition to an open office space affected staff collaboration. It was the first study of its kind to objectively measure the impacts of open plan offices. The study found that open plan office reduced face-to-face interactions by about 70%. In contrast, email messages increased by 50%. The open plan office seemed to trigger a withdrawal response where coworkers craved less social contact and chose to instead send emails and instant messages. The study also found that workers were less productive in open offices, and critically, the quality of their work decreased as well. My stand that open plan offices should be ditched is supported by Dr. Vanish Uman at the Queensland University of Technology. He reviewed research into how open plan workspaces affects workers and found that in 90% of the research, the outcome was negative. The review found that open plan offices caused high levels of stress and staff turnover, increased workplace conflicts and feelings of insecurity from the lack of privacy, loss of concentration due to excessive noise, and increased the risk of high blood pressure and infectious diseases. Therefore, it is best for companies to find a healthy balance between collaborative and private office spaces. Employees indeed benefit from collaborative workspaces, but they also need to have places they can retreat to in order to process interactions, hold private meetings, and conduct work that requires strict levels of concentration or is time sensitive. This will increase the morale and the productivity of all employees, which in the end will improve the overall culture of the company. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for watching.